Hello, it's just after the longest day of the year, and I thought this morning I'd talk to you about thugs in the garden. And this first thug you can just see to the left of the yellow rose there. This is Lathyrus, the original sweet pea. It doesn't smell like the cultivated sweet peas that we have in gardens these days, but it has some very beautiful colours. The problem is, it's a real thug. You can see the colour here just a little bit. It's a deep, deep pink. And further down here in the garden, I've got a white one coming out. I'm just showing you here the actual plants themselves. The problem is, they grow absolutely everywhere. And you can see here, this is going to look wonderful. It'll be all little white pea-like flowers. The problem is there's a rose behind that, and it's got it totally covered, and if I let it, it'll go anywhere. So yes, very beautiful, but it is a thug. And right next to it, here is a Hypericum, or St. John's wort, frequently regarded by the Prince of Wales, of course, as having medicinal properties, but of course, hopefully nobody listens to him. Anyway, this has yellow flowers, as many of you will know. And this is the second one I've grown in the garden. The first one became so big, again it was a thug, I had to cut him out, and I thought, well, this one I'd keep under control. I hacked it virtually to nothing in the autumn of last year, and here it is, absolutely massive. And then here is another example. This is Verbascum, alternatively known as mullein. And I'll just turn the camera around a little bit, and you can see how tall it is already. I think it's the giant one. Now this Verbascum is really quite interesting because, again, I started off with the right intentions. I wanted some pillar type plants in the garden in different places because they look good sticking up. And of course this is bright yellow, as you can see. It's not fully out yet. The challenge is with plants that self-seed, you never quite know where they're going to go. And as a result, I now have lots of these in the garden, all over the place, and many times in the wrong place. So now I'm going to come back to landscape and take you right up the garden, past the greenhouses, which are now full of tomatoes and peppers and chilies and that sort of thing. Here are potatoes, which are doing really, really well in bags. I found you can grow potatoes in almost anything. So coming round now into the so-called paddock and moving towards the cage, where I'm now growing all kinds of vegetables and dahlias. Although I must say I saw my friend Sue's house the other day, and a lot of her plants, both dahlias and vegetables, are growing more strongly than mine. But you may remember that the last time I showed a film in here, there were two things growing. Well, these are poppies. And again, they self-seed all over the place. And frankly, they're not where they should be, because I want to grow vegetables in here. However, Jane likes them, and they are, I suppose, quite attractive. So there they are, all over the place. But what I really wanted you to see was round here. This is the, well, how can I describe it? Thistle is the only word, because I don't know what botanical name it is. It is now, let's see, it's taller than me. So it's nearly 6 feet tall. And it's going to have about 8 or 10 flowers. Now, obviously, this is a thug too. I've no idea where it came from. But nonetheless, it's not doing any harm. This particular plant anyway, so I leave it here. And then around here, and again you just don't know what's going to happen. Here is a very beautiful poppy that I have never seen before. And there it is, it comes up. So there you are, there are thugs in the garden, which either, really like the soil and the place, and therefore grow like mad, like the Hypericum. There are plants I put in for specific purposes, and then find they self-seed all over the place. And occasionally, like these poppies, particularly this one, I'll go back to it because it is so very beautiful, and it's the only one I've got like that. Never seen it before. And the thistle round the corner here, they're doing no harm, so I just let them grow. But there you are, showed you how unpredictable gardening is. Bye.